Hello, my dear companions. Welcome back to Doki Doki Blue Skies. Let's finish this. I hope my computer doesn't mess up anything, because I don't know. I'm trying to see if I can buy a new computer soon, and hopefully we can finish up the series with my old one. And let's continue. Moment of truth. Boom. The first day of finals season. Silence fills the air as we all anxiously watch Sakurai pass out the history exams. My god, I get anxiety just thinking about it. Here's to hoping that I don't blank out when I take it. But given the extra studying I did this time with the club, I'm thinking that I should do pretty well. Well, I'm not gonna jinx myself and expect to ace it. I'm startled out of my reverie when a sheaf of papers drops onto my desk. Sakurai gives me a small smile as he passes by. At least he's rooting for me. Looking down at the exam, the words seem to swim before my eyes. But within a few seconds, they snap back into focus as I clear my mind. I know this. Picking up my pen, I join my classmates in furiously scribbling down my answers. So what did you think of your exams? Students rush around Yuri and me, eagerly escaping school to rush home. Yeah, when you have finished your exams, you just boom, home. Some are probably going to do last-minute cramming, while others are likely just seeking a respite from anything related to school. Either way, everyone around us seems to be chatting about the exams. I feel like they were generally fair. There wasn't any unexpected material in them, at least. So in other words, you aced them. Well, I don't know about that. I think I did alright. You totally aced them. She smiles gently, not denying the fact that she's a top student. What did you think of the exams then? Probably I did well on the history one at least, and I hope I did well on the others. If how you did during our study sessions is indicative of how well you actually know the material, I'm sure you did fine. Yeah, a gaggle of girls passes by, chatting about the approaching summer break. It's strange not needing to head to the club today. Yeah, but it'd be a bit much if students were expected to keep up with all their extracurriculars during exam seasons. True, I don't think even Monica would want to do that. Yeah, Monica has been so stressed lately. Monica, the perfect teacher's pet, not wanting to do school stuff. That's heresy. Knowing her, she's likely studying as we speak. Speaking of studying, do you actually want to come over today to study together? I guess for the other exams? It'd be nice to study with someone and break the monotony. At least. Not to mention we'd get to spend some quality time together. I nudge Yuri in the side, making her blush. Actually, should we invite the others too and make it an official study session? Yuri stops in her tracks. She wanted to spend some alone time. Oh, you wanted to invite the others? We don't have to if you don't want to. Sorry, it's just that I thought it would be more of a private thing. Yeah, we messed up big time. No worries, we probably just won't stay on task as much. I don't know, we've stayed focused on things before. Yeah, I'm just joking. I don't know why, but we're so awkward all of a sudden. You're not upset or anything, are you? Why would I? You just seem kind of off now. Yeah, I think she wants to spend more alone time with us. Sorry, I suppose I'm a bit tired from the exams. You could say that I have a bit of a shorter fuse right now, so to speak. Although, of course, that's no excuse for my rudeness. It's alright, Yuri, that makes sense. It's often after exams you just kinda, all the energy, all your adrenaline just poof, vanishes. How's about we brew up a nice mug of hot tea for you when we get to my place and relax a little before we cram? That does sound good. You bet it does. And so the writers completely wasted the one character's powers and made him the king of the basically no what? Are they talking about? Needless to say, the show's finale was probably one of the worst disappointments in television history. Wait, what did he say exactly? I need to save, by the way. And the writers completely wasted on made him the king. Ah, they're talking about Game of Thrones. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're talking about Game of Thrones. If you haven't seen it, spoilers, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Game of Thrones reference. You're quite passionate about this, aren't you? Are you sure you're not just exaggerating? It was just... it was going on for nearly a decade. Of course all the fans are gonna be passionate about something they've been invested in for so long. Seriously, if you watch it, you'll get what I mean. Well, you did just spoil the whole thing for me though. Exactly. You told me that I could. Plus you read the books. I think it's Game of Thrones. You're gonna know a lot of major plot points anyway. I know, I'm just teasing you. I do kind of want to start watching the show now though. I saw pretty much the first season of Game of Thrones, but I don't know. It didn't grab me. Like, I've seen bits and pieces here and there, but I haven't seen more than the first season in its fullest. You should, if only for the cinematography and acting. Look, we're here already. That was a surprisingly short walk. Time flies when you complain about things. I guess you can see it like that. Yuri stands patiently as I fumble to find my house keys in my bag. Maybe I can even start watching the first episode while we have tea. If you do that, I guarantee you will finish the first season today. I finally find my keys and unlock the front door. I'm home. And I still haven't stopped announcing my... Oh, okay, we already said that. I'm home. Man, I still haven't stopped announcing my arrival home. Old habits die hard, I guess. Welcome back. Maybe it's... Is it Sayori? No, yes, of course it's our mom. I thought it would be Sayori, that would be so awkward. A brown-haired woman pops out in front of around the corner. Mom? Who else would it be? She envelops me in a crushing hug that I happily reciprocate. It's been so long since I've seen my little boy. Mom, give me a break. You can't blame a mother for missing her son so much. I guess. Oh, now they're gonna meet Yuri and Mom. Despite my protests, I can't help a grin from breaking through. And this must be Yuri. It's nice to finally be able to meet you in real life. Yes, hello. This is quite a surprise. I'm pleased to meet you as well. Yuri smiles awkwardly, fidgeting with the hem of her skirt. I should probably try to ease some of her tension. This seriously is a surprise. Why didn't you tell me that you were coming home? Well, I wanted to surprise you. No kidding. I did foreshadow this in one of our calls, you know. Actually, I think Yuri was there when I said that. I believe I was. And I'd have to say that I'm definitely glad that I was there to see your reunion. Salazar's grin is really splitting his face. What? Aw, what the mama's boy. Hey, do you want me to act like a stereotypical angsty teenager? Oh god, no. I might have to extend my business trip if you ever start brooding. Mom starts laughing as I roll my eyes. It's definitely good to be back. Reaching out towards me again, Mom tosses my hair affectionately. Jeez, Mom. Come on, I've got to catch up all the affection I wasn't able to lavish on you these past few months. And since when have you been such a tsundere? I guess you don't know what the real tsundere is if you're calling me one. Yeah, exactly, he's not really a tsundere type. I would say of these characters, I guess the closest to tsundere might be Natsuki. Yeah, Natsuki. One of the club members is basically the... yeah, exactly. I'm guessing the club member wouldn't happen to be Yuri, would they? Yuri is about as far from tsundere as you can get. Isn't that right, Yuri? Well, I can't say I'm much like a tsundere, but I'd say that opposite of tsundere would probably be someone like Sayori. Yeah, probably. Her mind flashes back to all the times that Sayori, my mom, and I were together. Judging from Mom's face, she's thinking the same thing. That reminds me, I really have to catch up with Sayori and family sometime. Yeah, I think she probably misses you. Or at least she misses your gummies. Of course, it seems like just yesterday that you were kids. Mom seems to stare off into the distance for a moment, sighing fondly at the memories. Speaking of kids, though, oh my god, I'm really looking forward to purple-haired grandchildren in the future. Mom! Both me and Yuri's face turn red in unison. You two are going to be so fun to tease. Yuri, you really do have such beautiful violet hair, though. Thank you. I've always liked the coral purple. It's a much more interesting color than brown, at any rate. Whose fault is it that I have brown hair? I wonder. Sasa, you really are your mother's spitting image. Jeez, we don't look that much alike. Stop being a tsundere and accept the compliment. It's not a tsundere. Okay, a compliment. You wouldn't be nearly as handsome if you took after your father. Burn. I snort and roll my eyes again, causing both Yuri and Mom to chuckle. I nearly forgot. Where are my manners? Come in and sit in the living room. I'll bring out snacks and drinks for you two. Thank you very much. Would you like any help? No. What kind of host would I be if I gave you work to do? Come on, let the mother do the work she does best, fuss over the children. You know, Yuri, you may be one of the most polite young women I've ever met. Thank you. I'm sure that's just an exaggeration, though. At this rate, Yuri's going to break her record for thanking people in one day. Exactly, yeah. She's gonna sit and just thank and thank and thank. No, seriously, you can't believe how glad I am that my son's dating such a respectful, intelligent young lady. Yuri blushes and ducks her head bashfully. So tell me more about yourself. I heard that you two met in the literature club. Yes, we did. I'd actually been in the club for a while before Zalzar joined. As you can probably guess, books are pretty important to Yuri. I wish more people took up reading as a hobby. After all, you know that what they say, well-read people are less likely to be evil. I guess in a way, not everyone, but I guess, well, if you have all the information, if you are up to date, and if you know all the facts and such, if you... yeah. But I don't know. Maybe, in some cases. Who in the world has said that? I'll bet Yuri knows. Do you, Yuri? Well, yes. There you go. Mom smiles smugly at me as Yuri looks on amusedly. Anyway, please continue with your story. Alright, where was I? Yes, Sayori brought Sasa to the club, and that's how I met him. She even bought me a book that to make me feel more welcome. That's right, I was portrayal of Markov. Oh, so was it like a love at first sight then? Yuri and I looked at each other. While I definitely thought that Yuri was really pretty the first time I met her, Yuri's face turns scarlet, although she smiles at my words. I usually try to reserve my judgment of others until I get to know them better. Good, good. But I did find Salsa to have quite the endearing charm. And it certainly helped that he's very open-minded too. Ah yes, if I remember correctly, you have a bit of an unconventional taste in literature. Well, I wouldn't call it unconventional, but I do enjoy a good bit of horror. A woman after my own heart. Oh, she likes horror too? Or thriller, yeah. Well, I'm more of a thriller fan than a horror fan, but close enough. Have you read many mystery novels, Yuri? I've read most of the famous ones, yes. I usually read older authors though, such as Agatha Christie, one of my favorites. Arthur Conan Doyle. Agatha Christie's books are so, I don't know, I love them. I read those. Not all of them, but a few of them. You seem like a classics type. At any rate, I'm very glad that I'll have someone to speak about literature with now. Lazar here never used to read before you came along. That's not true. Stop trying to impress Yuri. The only thing you ever read was manga. Well, that's true. Salsa has gotten much more into reading since you've last seen him though. We regularly discuss the books we read together. It's basically like a mini lecture whenever I talk to Yuri about that stuff. It's all pretty interesting though. Yuri, I have to thank you for being such a good influence to Salsa. No problem. And I trust that you two concentrate just as much on your schoolwork as you do on your books. Yes, Mom. And Yuri, here's a top student, so you don't need to worry about her. It wouldn't be too much to hope that Yuri's helped. It wouldn't be too much to hope that Yuri's helped you study some, would it? Some of the words are, I don't know, it feels like the sentences are a bit weird sometimes. Actually, I have a bit. Yeah, well, the whole club has gotten together for a few study sessions too. That's great to hear. And how have exams been going? They started today, right? Yeah, we did fine. Both fine. Right, Yuri? I'd say our study sessions together definitely helped. We're studying. We're actually gonna study today too. Oh, don't mind me then. Feel free to run along and study. I won't be heading off for another business trip for a while, so we'll have time to catch up later. Are you sure? I wouldn't want your reunion cut off prematurely. Of course, I'm sure. Unfortunately for us all, exams wait for no one. True. You two had better do just as well on tomorrow's exam as I did on today's. Right, Mom. I guess we'll study in my room for now. Until the other girls come over, I guess. Good luck on your studies. I'll bring you some fresh fruits for you later. Thank you for the hospitality. You're more than welcome, dear. Oh, it was nice to see my mom again. I won't have to worry about cooking for myself now too. Yes, now we both have Yuri and Mom. Your mother is definitely very kind-hearted. I was surprised how good she was at coaxing you out of your shell. I did feel very awkward at first, but she somehow got me to relax after a while. But I suppose it helped that she's a reader herself. That's really good. I would have loved to see the other endings, with Sayori, for example, to see Sayori meet our mom again after all these years and such. And she does remind me of my own mother. Oh, what was your mother like, if you don't mind me asking? In personality, she wasn't actually too similar to your mother. I'd say that she was a lot more demure, and certainly much less sarcastic. I think it's just that they both share a loving warmth that's plain for all to see. That makes sense. Anyway, I can see where your sense of humor came from. I mean, I have spent my whole life around her. I know that you don't tend to cook a lot by yourself, but you should cook something for your mother sometime. Yes, I'm sure that would be a happy surprise for her, plus it's nice to be able to help your parents out. True, true. It shows that you don't take them for granted. Exactly. I think it's important for all of us to help and show respect to our parents, not only our parents, but our relatives. I mean, they raised us and helped us throughout our childhood. So I think it's important to show them now that we help them as they get older. Yuri. I dared to reach out and hold Yuri's hands. Sorry if this is bringing up painful memories for you. No, you're perfectly fine, Salsa. I suppose it's just making me feel wistful. You know what? We should all cook a family meal together one day. You, me, and my mom. That'd be nice. Yuri reaches out to caress my cheek. Family. It felt like the whole world crumbled beneath me when I lost my parents. But slowly, bit by bit, it seems like my world is being rebuilt. Oh, nice. I'm glad that you're the one helping me rebuild, Salsa. And I'm glad that I can help you too. We simultaneously lean in for a kiss. My family is back from abroad, and I got my girlfriend by my side. Life is good. Life is good. Oh! I think this is gonna be a long video too. But let's go with it. Come on, let's save. It's been a few days since Mom and Yuri met in person. I've been on cloud 9 ever since. It's amazing how happiness and bliss can literally transport you to another world. And with the ring of the bell signaling the end of the final lesson of the day, I eagerly jumped to my feet. So are we finished with exams? White Day is upon us, and I wanted to give Yuri my gift ever since I woke up. I make my way over to Yuri's classroom. After I take out my gift, it's not quite as fancy as the chocolates she gave me, but I'm hoping she'll appreciate the thought all the same. Eventually I spot her in the throng of students emerging from her classroom. With a smile and wave, she makes her way over to me. Reaching out, I gently clasp her hand in mine, which predictably causes her to blush. Given it's White Day, I'm feeling a little more daring. I've waited all day to give you these. I'm practically bouncing on my feet. She giggles slightly, covering her mouth with her hand. My, someone is rather excited. She takes the gift bag from my hands. Her smile grows wider and more heartfelt. I didn't want to give these to you at lunch, kinda felt like the reward would be better if I waited until the end of the day, you know? Well, they do say that good things come to those who wait. Oh my Salsa, this looks incredible. What is it? Inside is the White Day cake I picked out for her. The cake was Mom's idea. And given its elegant design, I was definitely not complaining. A White Day cake? What is that exactly? She was convinced that Yuri would love it, and based on Yuri's reaction, it's safe to say that motherly instincts are pretty accurate. Thank you, I really appreciate this. But you didn't have to get this for me, silly. Not that I don't appreciate your gift. I know I didn't have to, but I wanted to. I leaned forward and planted a kiss directly on her lips. Her eyes widen as I quickly pull away, grinning. You do know how to fluster me, don't you? That I do. Happy White Day, Yuri. The red blush on Yuri's cheeks made the wait 100% worth it. Yes. Come on, exam revision can wait for one evening. Spend the rest of the day with me. How could I say no? Oh, we're already home? After swinging the door open, I call out for Mom. Mom! No reply. Is she out? There's a note here, Salsa. It says that she's gone out to town to see some friends. She'll be back later in the evening and you should call her if there's anything we need. So we're home alone? Yes, it would seem that way. What should we do? Well, she starts fidgeting. Why has it suddenly got really awkward? I really need to think about things before I speak. Yes. Think for 1 second. I didn't mean it. It's okay. Would you like to make a bento box with me? Oh, if I recall, you seemed to really enjoy my bento when we shared it with Natsuki. Relieved at the topic change, I eagerly jumped at her suggestion. Yeah, sounds good. Mom did a lot of food shopping yesterday and she made bento boxes too, so I'm fairly sure she'll have the ingredients. What are you thinking of putting in it? We should decide that once we see the ingredients we have at our disposal. Good point. Start rummaging through the cabinets, well, more like I rummage. Yuri looks a little hesitant, clearly unsure if it's her place to be riffling through my kitchen. You have anything in mind? Mine are usually quite simple, rice or noodles, some kind of poetry, protein, and cooked vegetables. Standard home cooked affair, you know. But given that it's white day, how about we cook something a bit more extravagant, how do you say it in English? Extravagant, F it, for it. What are you thinking? Do you know how to make sushi? Ooh, I love sushi. No, but I'm willing to try for the end result. Alright then, we could make some other side dishes using vegetables like soybeans too. For the sushi itself, fish would do nicely. But if we don't have any, we can make do with an alternative. I back my head out of the fridge and turn to Yuri with a amused expression in my face. You can look with me, you know. It's your house as much as it is mine. Right, of course. With her help, we're quickly able to identify appropriate ingredients and soon begin preparing the meal. Okay, so after you finish chopping all that, you can add it to the water in the pot and turn up the heat until it's boiling, and turn it back down to medium. Don't forget to add the seasonings to the water too. I have to chop all these vegetables, right? Yes, the lotus root, carrots, white radish and mushroom. Obviously you don't have to chop the soybeans and konbu. Got it. In the meantime, I'll get started on the rice. We both get to work, and soon the smells of a delicious meal starts wafting through the kitchen. Thankfully, the meal isn't particularly difficult to prepare, so we're able to talk about other things while we're preparing it. And let's have some water break. I don't think Mom would believe her eyes if she saw what I was doing right now, yeah. The cooking? Yeah, but not just that. I don't think she'd ever have expected me to. My first girlfriend would have taught me how to make delicious meals like this. First girlfriend? Oh. Yeah. What? They mean like... Yeah, first girlfriend. Okay, I see what it's doing. First and only girlfriend would be more suffice to say. Yeah, we'll see. She's afraid we're gonna leave her and get a new girlfriend, I guess. The silence is proving to be excruciating. F these words. I don't know why I can't say them. Excruciatingly awkward. It was just a stupid choice of words. Anyway, I guess it's a pleasant surprise for her. I've always been a lazy cook, if you could even call me a cook. Well, there's no better time to learn than the present. And a wise bit of insight from you. She smiles slightly, but I can't tell that what I just said is still playing on her mind. Did I really mess up that badly? I wasn't trying to say that we wouldn't last. Either way, I'm really not a fan of how quiet she suddenly became. But hey, at least mom really likes you at least. Do you think your parents would have liked me? Salsa, would you mind spooning the cooked... She's not gonna talk about it. He doesn't want to talk about it. Sure thing. There she requests, awaiting her next command. Next, you want to stir together the rice vinegar and sugar until they dissolve, then mix it into the cooled rice. And done. Okay, now I'll deal with the nori cheat. You start with the sushi preparations, delicacy, and precision in every moment or movement. Yeah, I certainly think they would have approved of you, Salsa. Okay, although I think they may have been a little surprised, no doubt expecting my boyfriend to be more of a reader, at least before we started dating. I remember my father used to joke that boys may break your heart, but books will always be there for you. That's what a father would say. That little quip always make me smile. That the kind of humor you like? Neither of my parents were sarcastic, so sarcasm is, well, quickly lost on me, as I'm sure you've noticed. Surprised you're dating me then. You know how snarky I can be. Funnily enough, it's actually one of the things I appreciate about you the most. Really? But you said you don't really get sarcasm. I didn't, at least initially. But being around you have given me more of an insight into a new style of humor, which I enjoy. Much like literature, there's variety in humor. You have a knack for making me laugh, don't forget. I'm glad that my comedy genius has finally been recognized. See what I mean? Exactly. Anyway, I think we're ready to mix the mackerel with mayonnaise and spring onion. We're gonna use black pepper for seasoning. Yes, we are. You're learning quickly. Happens when you learn from the best. I swiftly plant another kiss, this time on Yuri's forehead. I don't know why I'm feeling especially affectionate today. Must be white day, but damn, it is enjoyable. I guess so. An hour or so later, we're both digging into our meal. It's a shame Mother wasn't around to see us making a dish together. Maybe then she'd believe me. Is it just me or does food taste a lot better when you've made it yourself? Often, actually. Most definitely. It's something I've come to appreciate. Maybe I could teach Sayori one day. Her diet is probably worse than mine. Still, we should be able to talk about Sayori without Yuri becoming like this. Speaking of Sayori, what did you two get up to? On that one day we were hung up, on that one day where we hung out. Words. Yuri nods. Went down memory lane, I guess. Both literally and figuratively. Went to the park where we first met. Talked about life, I guess. I'm glad I got to apologize to her though. That guilt has been hanging over me for some time. I assume she was rather forgiving? Yeah, of course. Told me not to worry about abandoning her. And that's a given that I spend more time with you. She was happy that I'm back in her life and she gets to see me in school and stuff. Hearing her words helped, but I don't know, I still feel a little guilty. That's completely normal, Salsar. The most important thing to remember is that she doesn't hold anything against you, that you two are still good friends. There's plenty of time to be able to spend time with her again. After all, you both enjoy each other's company, don't you? Didn't you not? I'm sorry if I mess up so much. I don't know why. Yeah, we did. Even though our friendship isn't exactly the same as how it used to be, we were still able to get along like nothing had really happened. The playful teasing, the shared nostalgia. She really makes you happy, doesn't she? I nod. I don't think I'll ever met anyone with such a strong, carefree, bubbly persona. You always do look exuberant around her. Do I? Yes, you do. Perhaps it's spurred in your subconscious. Well, I guess I do have fun hanging out with her. It's nice to be around someone who don't take things that's like I can just chill with her and joke around random stuff. He's gotten really good at being able to cheer me up too. Oh, stop, Salsar. Cut it. I see. I mean, how someone who's always smiling not cheer you up? It probably activates mirror neurons or something, the way Sayori's laugh can be so infectious. You get what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. We are messing up big time. Where is this sudden dramatic tension coming from? Is everything okay? You seem kinda off. Yeah. Salsa, you're usually quite in tune with others' feelings, but sometimes you can be extremely dense. I never claimed that I could read people's minds. Anyway, what's with this sudden change in tone? I thought we were having a great time cooking. You always grin so broadly when you're with Sayori. Is she even listening to me? Like I said before, if I do, I don't notice it. Well, if you don't notice yourselves, other people can. If you contrast it with how you act around me, there's a marked difference. A marked difference? Well, off the top of my head, I kiss and cuddle with you. That's something I shouldn't be doing with other people, right? Ooh. I reached out to pull Yuri in to hug, but she shies away from me. Yuri? You don't know what I'm talking about, do you? I suppose it's ingrained in you that you wouldn't notice unless I outright said it. If I'm supposedly this dense, feel free to enlighten me on the matter. I know that I wouldn't be getting sarcastic with her. I shouldn't be getting sarcastic with her, but I can't help feeling more and more irritated as this conversation continues. You always look your happiest when you're Sayori. Oh, come on, stop, Yuri, stop. Even when you just talk about her or think about your past with her. Well, I don't know about happiness, but she's my childhood friend. It's natural to feel happy when I think about someone I've known for years and years, isn't it? It's just as I suspected. It makes you happier than I do, doesn't it? Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, I mean, I can understand why Yuri feels like this, but she can't be this jealous of our childhood friend. I think this is gonna be a problem with Yuri. She's lovely in so many ways, but this jealousy that we can't be happy with anyone else, that might be a problem. What? My mind is spinning. How did we go from making food together and sharing kisses to this? Yuri, we spoke about this. Where is this coming from? She doesn't reply. Instead, opting to fill with her sleeves. Come on, Yuri, talk to me. We spoke about this before, then why don't you understand why I'm upset? So we shouldn't say we are happy when we are with Sayori? That's because you know why you're upset doesn't mean that I know. Why don't you just tell me what's wrong? I don't understand how you can analyze books so extensively, but remain blind when it comes to things like this. I really don't want to play the blame game, but Look, I think I get that you might be feeling jealous. I mean, you just explicitly compare yourself to her. But I don't get why you're suddenly this upset when we've been having such a nice time. You realize that you were talking at length about how you feel about... Come on. And on our white day night, date night, no less. You start a conversation about her though. I was immediately curious about what you did with her in the beginning, but I didn't mean for it to spawn an entire conversation about how you felt towards Sayori. I guess we went a bit too far, but she shouldn't be jealous about this. If you are in a relationship, you should be able to have really close friends too. If the person in your relationship is jealous or doesn't want you to hang out with your friends or doesn't want you to talk about how happy you are with your friends, that's not a healthy relationship. After a while, I was only engaging in the conversation with you to be polite. I didn't want to just ignore what you just said about her. I suppose it was just too much to expect you to be more tactful about it. Again, I'm not a mind reader. How am I supposed to know when you're upset when you rarely explicitly express it? Why can't you just tell me things? I'm guessing that you don't have these kind of arguments with... Oh, I'm gonna flip a chair soon. Of course not, because I'm not dating her. Are you sure this is just about the jealousy? I thought you said you weren't jealous of my hanging out with Sayori before. Did you say that you were only jealous of her personality and our close relationship itself? Yes, I did. Then is there something more than that you're upset about? I don't know why I can't read it today. Maybe I'm too tired. If you have a problem, just tell me. Stop beating around the bush, or I'll never get what you want to do. I'll never get what you want to say. You know how difficult it is for me to tell people how I am feeling. I've spent the past decade or so of my life suppressing my outwardly shown emotions. But you can't try, can't you? This is me trying, Salsa. I just communicate more subtly. Okay, how about you try communicating unsubtly then? You don't get it. The difficulty I have when speaking about these things, it's almost as if there's something physically blocking my throat. That's just your own thoughts in your head making you feel that way, though, right? Let's get it over with and blurt out your inner thoughts like ripping off a band-aid. I know you can do it, Sayori. With all due respect, Salsa, I didn't even tell you about my self-harm of my own accord. It was purely by accident that you found out. Even so, it felt better after you talked to me about it, right? Yes, but... So just tell me what's bothering you. I can't help you if I don't know what's going on. She doesn't reply. The sudden, strained silence feels more uncomfortable by the second. Yeah, this is uncomfortable as hell. And is this supposed to be the good ending? I sigh inwardly. I hate apologizing for things that aren't my fault. I'm sorry, okay? I know how you feel, so... No, you don't. How can you possibly know what this feels like, Salsa? Do you constantly consider yourself an embarrassment? Do you know how it feels to have people feel nothing but pity towards you? To have people see you as a freak? Well, no, but that's precisely my point. Right. Jeez, I get it. Just because I don't have those specific problems, it doesn't mean I don't have my own ones to deal with, you know? Everyone around us has their own demons, so stop acting like it's only you. I wince as soon as the words leave my mouth. They sounded a lot less harsh in my head. The look of deep hurt in Yuri's face prompts me to quickly try and undo the damage that had been unleashed. I warily rub my forehead with my hands. It's just really frustrating being told that my problems don't matter, you know. That's not what I said. Like, how would you feel if I did this stuff? I refused to talk to you about any negativity I was feeling towards you and cut myself. I feel like I deserved it. What? Did she really just say that? I expected her to get angry and lash out, not provide such a self-deprecating remark. Deserve? Let's be honest, Elsa. I am an awful... What? Where is this coming from? I have to force myself not to roll my eyes or sigh in exasperation. Yuri seizes on my silence and carries on with her deprecative tirade. I hide things from you. You're always doing nice things for me. That thoughtful things. What thoughtful things have I done for you, Salsa? You doesn't even let me answer as she forcefully carries on. You organized a lovely day out for Valentine's, and I couldn't even return the favor for White Day. Come on! You shouldn't feel that you have to do things to your partner. Never. You should do things because you can or because you want to. Never because you feel like you should. Here we are acting like it's just any other day, all because I couldn't even organize something romantic for us. It's another pathetic trait of mine that I'll never be able to shake, no matter how much I'll will it away. Her breathing is growing faster and faster, and her tone is becoming more and more venomous. The feeling of being unable to reach her while she's standing in front of me is unbelievably demoralizing. I'm trying to be the perfect girlfriend for you, I really am. I thought that by making love to you, that would help. After all, it seems like that's the only thing I can provide. Wow. Wait, what? Back up a second there, what exactly do you mean by that? Please don't tell me that you felt like you had to have with me. That destroys the whole point of being intimate with someone. You should never feel like you have to with anything. That is so, I don't know. Most beautiful thing when you are together with another person doing other things is if you know that the other person really enjoys it, enjoys spending time with you and such. Not that they feel forced. That's wow. She doesn't even need to nod or say yes. The silence is just as damning in confirming my fear. I thought it was what I had to do. Look, she doesn't say she didn't want to have lovey time with us. She just felt the need. You said you wanted to. I wanted to. Oh my god. No, I would I would leave this immediately. Wow. I run my hands through my face. It feels like everything was just going so well. Mere moments ago, it's suddenly been flipped on its head. No, Yuri. You don't have to be perfect. Why didn't you just say something? If you weren't comfortable, that's all you had to say. But of course, it isn't that easy for her, is it? I'm sorry, I know, I should have said something. Wow. That, if I was in his situation, that would make me feel so incredibly bad. I will feel so bad. I would never want to be intimate with her any again. It would be feel so. No, I would hate that. I don't know what to say. My mind is still trying to process what I'm hearing. Things really haven't really been going as well as I thought they were. With my face in my hands, I hear Yuri get up and walk away from me. Where are you going? I need the bathroom. No, what? No, what? Instantly my mind flashes back to the last time I saw her in the bathroom. The razor, the gasp of pain, the vicious, jagged cuts on her forearms, the very arm that she's clutching right now. Yuri, don't. I can't help it. Are we getting the bad ending? I need to save her. Oh my god, no. In a panic, I follow her, even just for the glimpse I catch from behind her. The glimpses I catch from behind her, I'm afforded a sight I wish I didn't have to see. A crisscross of gashes, each in different state of healing. Although most looked scabbed over, a few smaller ones looked a little more fresh, as I could just make out a little specks of blood leaking from the wounds. When did she do this? Before she came here? It's heartbreaking to see. I grab her shoulder when I catch up to her and stop her in her tracks. To my surprise, however, Yuri begins scratching at her wrist. An action which catches me off guard, as I was expecting her to pull out a blade of some sort. This is the first time I've actually seen her in the act, and it's a sight not like nothing I've ever seen before. She positively rips and tears at her arms, raking her nails through her skin, leaving angry red streaks in. Oh my god! Dark red dots of blood. The raw visual nature of her desperate scratching frightens me. It's almost as though she's trying to destroy all the progress she's put into healing just to leave ugly reminders of her flaws behind. Ugly, this is the first time I've associated that word with Yuri. But no amount of bleating that her scars are beautiful would change the fact that they are frankly the opposite. I'm struck by a pang of guilt that thought. Should I be thinking about self-harm like this? But I shouldn't act like I'm blind to the scars, right? Either way, that's all irrelevant in the moment. I've got to concentrate on Yuri. What are you doing? She doesn't reply, instead opting to tear away scabs. Yuri! What? What are you doing? What do you think I'm doing? There's a sharp, biting edge to her tone. Did you think cutting was the only way you could self-harm? Yuri, please, just stop. In desperation, I reach out to grab her arm. However, she quickly wrenches it out of my grip and jumps away. Her scratching continues more furiously than ever. All of my instincts are screaming at me to intervene, but every time I step forward towards her, she shies away. As the scratching carries on, the expression on her face slowly grows relaxed. It's awful knowing that the one thing causing her to relax is the pain she's inflicting onto herself. Eventually, the scratching comes to an end. The slow trickle of blood down her wrists matches the slow trickle of tears down her face. My brain is trying to process what I've just witnessed Yuri self-harming. Needless to say, not doing a very good job. Silence falls between us. What am I even meant to say? I told you I was a freak. I have to get you to have some for help for this, Yuri. This really can't carry on. Yuri snorted my state. What? Do you think I don't know that it's bad? If you know it, then why do you keep doing this? It is going to happen every time we have an argument. I can't help but feel anger as those two words resound through my head. Why not? How would you even know? You haven't even tried. This could have been avoided if I just what, Salsa? Therapy isn't just some magical fairy tale fix. I've already told you that it's just not that easy for me, yet you seem to continually forget that in your self-righteous lectures. Lectures? Really? That's what you think these are? I mean, how would you like if I cut and scratched myself bloody? How would you like if I turned my arms into an ugly mess? I didn't even realize that I was breathing heavily until now. And worst of all, the distressed look on Yuri's face tells me that for the first time tonight I might have just crossed the line. Wordlessly, she quickly yanks his sleeve down and pushes past me. With heartbreaking realization, I quickly see that fresh tears are now leaking down her face once more. Yuri, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I desperately reach out for her once again, but she whirls around at my touch, wearing an expression that honestly terrifies me. I don't want to hear it. Her expression, the line, the delivery, the tone. Out of reflex, I shrink back. Stones out of the corridor. Distantly, I can hear her making her way out of my house. The slam of the door makes me wince, and so I'm left standing here, still trying to figure out what just happened. I slowly make my way back to the kitchen. Bits and pieces of our argument were flashing through my mind. The food's still on the table. If you just walked into the house, you would have never suspected that such a scene had taken place just moments before. What looked like warm, delicious food before now appears slimy and cold to me. As I slump down in a chair, I can't help but worry about what Yuri's going to do when she's... Yeah... I should have gone after her. I should have done... But we have pretty much picked we have picked every good choice. Well, I say that, but in reality I know that I couldn't have done much. What was I supposed to do? Imprison her in my house? Physically restrain her until her impulses abated? True. If I had done that, I don't know if she would ever forgive me. I don't want to out her to anyone else without her permission, so I don't think I should tell our friends or mother. Why calling the police? Would calling the police be an overreaction? If she were contemplating suicide, I would call, but didn't she say long ago that she definitely wasn't suicidal? But that was a long time ago she said that. Should I trust her words and leave her be? Just establish that she doesn't necessarily tell me everything though. Doesn't mean that she's lied to me though, right? With a sudden rush of adrenaline, I whip out my phone and call Yuri. Holy fuck! That was loud. That was super loud for me. Wow. The dial tone seems to mock me as it endlessly rings. No answer. I try again and again and again, but there's still no answer. Feeling a bit of despair settling in my stomach, I opt to leave a pleading voicemail in the end. Yeah. Unable to bear the sight of our White Day dinner any longer, I stumbled into the living room and slumped down onto the sofa. What were we looking at? Like an anime? Although I know full well that it's pointless endeavor, I still reach for the TV remote and flick the television on, desperate for something to try and take my mind off tonight's events. I can almost sense the restless night coming up. God damn it. It's when I thought life was getting good. I really went and jinxed it, didn't I? I just hope Yuri and I can talk things over soon. I will continue this. Now it feels like we are going for the bad ending, but if I don't know, this is so surreal. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I had to fix my recording. I woke up with the start. We have already played for an hour. I don't know. Okay, let's continue. Strangely, I'm sitting on the couch with a blanket over me instead of lying in bed. As I pulled the blanket off myself, fragments of memories suddenly flashed through my mind. White day, cooking, yelling, blood. Yuri. God, Yuri. Adrenaline starts pumping through my... Are we getting the bad ending? What could I have done differently? How did this all happen? Springing up from the couch, I rubbed my hands over my face and stumbled into the kitchen. I hadn't even cleaned up dinner yesterday. It's crazy how such a mundane chore can even seem urgent in the wake of what happened. But to my surprise, the dining table is cleared. The dishes all... Oh, our mom. Mom? I feel like a child again as I walk through the house looking for my mom. At this point, I feel like mom's the only one who'll be able to comfort me. Geez, I must really be a mama's boy. Nothing wrong with that. It's in my bedroom that I happened to find her. I was sitting at my desk flipping through an old photo album. Salsa, you're up. I guess I am. Sit down on my bed next to her. For a few moments, there's only the sound of the album pages crinkling as they turn. Finally, Mom breaks the silence. Remember when we went to the beach that time? She points at the photo of a small, chubby child digging a hole in the wet sand at the beach. That must have been taken when I was 5. Maybe. You'll have to be more specific though. Come on, it was that time you peed yourself because you were too busy playing to go to the bathroom. Ironic, because you also could have peed in the ocean right next to you, but instead you wet your pants in front of everyone. Hey, what's the point of bringing this up now? I can feel the heat rising in my face. Just reminiscing. There's another flip of a page, followed by a sigh. You were so cute as a kid. So I'm not much of a looker now, then? Oh, now you're putting words in my mouth. Mom gazes fondly down at another photo now. It's one of her and Dad standing proudly in front of our house. My 7-year-old self striking a silly pose in between them. Sometimes I wonder, would it have been better if I hadn't insisted on leaving your father? Should I have just put up with it for your sake? You shouldn't, but kids will get really hurt in a divorce. They will. It doesn't matter how the divorce goes, it will affect the kids, for sure. I'm startled by the sudden change in topic. Mother never really talks about her feelings, much less the divorce. I mean, aren't you happier now? There's no denying that, but still, there are plenty of people who stick it out for their kids' sake. Just couldn't do that though. So that your mom's so selfish. There wouldn't have been any use in staying together if all you would have done was keeping on arguing. I could tell that you guys were both unhappy, you know? Plus everything turned out alright in the end. It's better to be single than in a toxic relationship. Preach that. That's 100%. Toxic relationship, huh? Weren't you super stressed out all the time? I remember a lot of your arguments were about how much work you each did, and Dad would insist that you had it easier than him. Yeah, that man. Still, you know that I was the one who insisted on the divorce, right? I could have forgiven him. I think after I showed him the papers, he was actually shocked into realizing how serious I was. He'd apologized to me and told me that he was willing to change. I didn't know that. But my pride stood in the way. I didn't want to back down and look weak. I didn't want to have a long conversation about it with him after already explaining myself so many times in our arguments. True. And I couldn't bear going through this all over again if it turned out that he really didn't change. Knowing that, I think he would have gone back to his old ways after a while. Yeah, anyway, at least I'm happy that I got to focus on my career so much more after we've separated. But that still came with the cost of not being able to watch over you as much as I wanted to. Mom, seriously, it's okay. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? All things considered, I'm happy with the way things turned out. Thanks, Elsa. You know how my temper can get when I'm particularly irritated or tired, though. I can't imagine that I would have been much fun to argue with. Who knows, if I were more patient or communicative, things might have turned out differently. Speaking of arguments, you had one with Yuri yesterday, didn't you? I guess you realized that. Yeah. Geez, an earth-shattering argument on White Day. That's an exaggeration. How did you know we had an argument? Mom rolls her eyes. Dinner was still on the table, barely eaten, and you were dozing off on the couch with the TV turned on to an infomercial channel. Yeah. Well, I did want to ask you for advice on it, though. So what happened? I run my hands through my face as I try to recall everything that happened last night, but we're not going to tell her about the whole self-harm bit, right? Well, we started off by talking about Sayori while we were eating. Like, she asked me what we did together this other day, and I started talking about how good of a friend Sayori is. Wow, you talked to Yuri about another girl on White Day. But we didn't talk about another girl in that way. That's a point that you brought up too. This is some kind of dating code that I'm missing. Apparently, Salsa, what gave you the bright idea to talk about another girl so much in front of your girlfriend? It wasn't. Oh my god! It could have been a male, a childhood friend. Would have spoken the same way about. Hey, she's the one who brought Sayori up first, you know. Anyway, then Yuri started hinting at how I shouldn't be talking about that, and I got kind of mad and told her that she should work on communicating more clearly. Then she started talking about how she has trouble communicating and has to deal with a lot of problems. I told her that I have my own problems to deal with too. Mom winches at that. Yeah, we are playing the victim card. I know I did some wrong things during our arguments. Anyway, Yuri started being really self-deprecating and then she left too. Then a bunch of stuff happened where Yuri kept calling herself a freak. I told her that she should consider therapy, but she was really unreceptive to it. Mom was quiet for a few moments. I don't know if that's a good or bad sign. Sorry if some of my summary was vague, but I don't really want to reveal any secrets without Yuri's permission, you know? It's quite alright, Sansa, I get it. Thanks, but honestly speaking, I think a good portion of my points were valid. I won't say that I was in the right in our argument, but you know, someone once said that everything before the word but is bullshit. Yeah. Sansa, you shouldn't be looking at it that way in the first place. Both of you should be working to solve your problems together, not pitting yourselves against each other, trying to see who's right and who's wrong exactly. That's true. Still can't believe that this even happened. My brain keeps going over different things I said, different things I could have done. Everything that happened last night is just playing on repeat in my head. Now you know how I feel, hey? Maybe Mom actually opened up about the divorce for a reason. Here's your chance to not turn into another version of me and your father, though. It's probably true that you have a point in that Yuri should probably learn to communicate her problems more effectively, but it also sounds like she may have some deep-rooted problems that she wouldn't be able to get over as easily as you would like. Thing is, it seemed like she had been getting better, almost like she was cured or something. Mama shakes her head. If these problems are anything similar to what I'm thinking now, it'll take a lot more work to cure them. Exactly, it won't be just over in a few months. And even though I'm using the word cure, it may just be that the problems go more into remission than anything. Or they might never fully go away at all. Yeah, exactly. Also, I hope you didn't use the exact phrasing with her. No, I didn't. Good. I'm guessing you haven't talked to her yet today? I haven't even brushed my teeth yet. Were you planning on talking to her then? Well, I don't know. Wouldn't she want her space? Salsa, communication is key. Yes. Look, I know it's going to be awkward and weird after everything that was said and done yesterday, but it's better to clear things up sooner than later before misunderstandings crop up and negative thoughts become conflated with reality. If you don't talk, how are you going to be able to apologize and solve your issues together? I'm not saying that you should probably totally hound her on the topic, because she may very well want some time to think things through. But you still need to open up a dialogue about these things so that you can both know where you stand. Makes sense. I really dreaded talking to her though. There were some harsh words thrown around last night. I don't really know how I'm gonna face her. You won't know until you try, right? I mean, I know it's going to be awkward. Just talk to her, Salazar. In fact, why don't you call her right now? Can I eat breakfast first? First of all, it's nearly noon, and secondly, no. But I don't even know if she's gonna pick up. You don't think I called her last night after she stormed off? Tensions were high at the moment. Salazar, if she doesn't pick up now, then at least text her. I reluctantly pull out my phone. No calls and texts. Nope. Come on, Salazar, I believe in you. Let's try. Don't worry, I'm going to give you your privacy while you call. Let me know how it goes. Thanks. Of course. Before she steps through the door, I stop her one last time. Mom? Thanks for everything, I mean. Talking to me and helping me clean up and stuff yesterday. For being a good mom. Man, that was too cheesy. However, Mom's bright smile alleviates some of my embarrassment. It's all part of the job, Salazar. With that, she shuts the door with a soft click. It's just me and my thoughts now. Plus, my phone. Gosh, it scares me so much. The dial tone rings on faintly. It's a She picked up. Hello? Now she's actually on the line. I've suddenly forgotten everything I wanted to say. Hi. Come on. I'm glad you picked up. To be honest, I was tempted to ignore your call again. At least she picked up. Why did you pick up? I don't know. Actually, I suppose one reason was because I knew what you'd be thinking. You were worrying that I'd have killed myself, weren't you? Um, it's alright, that's only to be expected. She got me. It's not the only reason why I called, but it's a huge looming fear that's been in the back of my mind this whole time. I didn't want to admit it to myself, but it's true. I was worried that Yuri would have committed suicide. I mentally berate myself. Come on, Yuri's not so fragile that she'd off herself after one argument, right? Maybe we're getting the good ending, but this is where it might have been the bad. She might have killed herself in the bad ending. And I don't think I think it will be one more video. Stop thinking that she's made out of glass. Although she might not have committed suicide, but would it have been so far-fetched to think she would have accidentally cut too deeply and bled? Yeah, exactly. The image of her desperately scratching flashes through my mind. Yuri, I'm sorry. Sorry for everything that happened last night. There were a lot of things that I should have said. As you can see, I'm not the most sensitive and tactful person sometimes. I'm sorry too, for allowing myself to show you that part of me. I can't believe I actually scratched myself in front of you. It was just such an overwhelming impulse. Obviously. It's okay, Yuri, I was about to say I get it, but do I really get it? All these issues, they're really difficult for you to deal with, aren't they? We both acted on impulse yesterday. I suppose so. You know, you were right. I can't imagine how it must feel to be you and I have to deal with, you know? It's a sigh from the other end. It's so quiet that I can hardly make it out. Thank you for acknowledging that. It's just so tiring not having anyone to be able to understand that side of me. Of course, I'm not blaming you for not being able to understand. It's simply that all these feelings are extremely isolating. Well, I know that I must sound like a broken record at this point, but I'll always be here for you. I might not totally get what you tell me, but I'll try to help the best I can. And that includes helping you feel less isolated. Last night I was really mad at the problems, not at you. I just didn't know how to voice my frustrations clearly enough. I wasn't self-aware enough to really pinpoint the source of my emotions until now. We're both in this together. Let's fight these problems alongside one another. Thank you, Salsa. Sorry for not being able to speak so openly about things. It's alright, it's a work in progress. Yes, it is. Actually, can I come over to your place right now? So we can talk about these things face to face? Plus I know you have phone anxiety, so... Or we can talk somewhere else, if you're more comfortable with that. Sorry, but I'd rather not. Okay. It's not your fault, it's just that I believe I need some time to think about things. You mean you need some space for now, right? Mm-hmm. But I agree with you, in terms of working together to... what? These issues. Only I need to put my thoughts in order first, before I can try explaining things to anyone. Sorry, I'm not good at speaking about these things unless I properly thought through my words. No, that's perfectly understandable. Because it was too much to hope that everything could be fixed in one phone call. Yeah, you shouldn't talk about these things over the phone. It's a lot to mull over. Yeah, it definitely is. Thank you for taking the effort to call and make things right, Salsa. I don't know if I would have had the strength to do the same. Of course, I really care about you, Yuri. Don't you forget that. I won't. Thank you for everything, though. I'll see you at school on Monday, then. I mentally sigh in relief. It's not like Yuri can't bear to see my face, then. Sounds like a plan. If you'd like, we can continue this conversation during lunch. I believe I'll be ready to talk by then. Are you sure? You really don't have to force yourself. Yes, if I don't do it then, I'll never be able to do it. Okay, I just wouldn't want you to be uncomfortable talking about everything. My mind flashes back to Yuri talking about being the perfect girlfriend. Please trust me when I say that I'd rather you wait until you're good with talking than force yourself to do so. You can't rush progress when it comes to these things, right? Yes, you definitely can't rush it, but I think I'll be able to talk about it. But in the case that I do start to have trouble speaking, I'll tell you. Okay, that's all I wanted to hear. Would you like to meet me at the roof during lunch then? I'll do just fine. Thus, we wouldn't have to worry about others eavesdropping on our conversation. So, guess that's it for now? Man, I'm always bad at ending conversations on the phone. I hate talking in phones, actually. I suppose so. Again, thank you for calling, Salsa. Well, thank you for being receptive to me, even after our arguments. It's only fair, after all, I stoked the flames just as much as you. Either way, Are you doing anything right now? I had been cooking lunch when you called. Right, it's around noon. Yeah, we need to eat breakfast. We haven't eaten breakfast. Thank you. I'll see you on Monday. Goodbye. After a brief pause, a small click sounds and line goes dead. I breathe a sigh of relief. That's over and done with, and it actually went pretty well. Lunch on Monday. I better prepare myself for the emotional exhaustion I'll inevitably feel that day. But for now, lunch sounds really good. Oh my god. Okay. I am so sorry, guys. But there's gonna be one more video. This is... I don't know. I love this mod, but I don't think I would have played it if I know it would be this long. Because I have so little time to record nowadays. So that means other games and reaction videos and such will suffer because of this. But next video will probably be the last one. See you then. Stay awesome. I'll see you soon. Toodeloo.